Right, subliminal television mind control. What is it? Is it real? Is it real like going on? What's happening? What's the effects? Well, absolutely. Because the mind works in pictures and visuals and stores them and goes in, it's kind of like, and say you're walking around on your phone or your iPhone, and each day you pick up all these messages from what you're choosing to do, the people you hang around with, the advertising, that little bus commercial there or that TV show there. The mind picks it all up and then creates a bit of a picture of what the world is like and that person's individual reality based on what they see. And of course, based on especially their past history and their first 7 years of life. And of course, that is heavily dependent on what the parents pass on. Most importantly, the genes, yes, but it's more the environment that those genes created, as we've known from our epigenetic study. It's essentially the environment that allows our good or not so great genes to be fired off and encouraged or discouraged, depending on what we're choosing. So, as a result, it's really the stored diseases in our body, the really little minute things, the bacteria, the viruses, the blockages in our different parts of our body, being our subconscious mind, that we're going to be drawn to, and we think that that thing is real, because that's the way the mind works. And especially, well, if we get into the spirit, well then, hey, in the spirit world, it's very much done in the ether element and using symbols. So television advertising, say if you get for instance, I'm going to go for a Toys R Us sign. This is more fun. Our mind sees a Toys for Us symbol. We go, oh, maybe I'll go and have a look at some toys. Maybe for the kids, but hang on, it's really for our inner child, so we get to play as well, right? And as a result, we store that, and later on, if we haven't got rid of those things out of our body, because we store so much stuff in our body, especially in our toxic environment, then we're naturally drawn to that toy store to go and have a look at that Hercules toy. Oh, that's what popped in. There you go. I used to watch a Hercules TV show quite a lot. Who knew? Oh, nice pop. And of course, how does that affect the mind? Well, if we're not clearing these things, and especially the stuff we've stored in the past, then our subconscious mind is always showing us that one blockage that our body is working on the most. So if the person's aware of it. So for me, basically my entire adult life was based on the liver and gallbladder was my major imbalance. So I was seeing the world completely through that lens. So if I was to put a pair of sunglasses here on that liver and gallbladder and put them here on my eyes, that was how I was looking through the world. It wasn't a pretty picture. But how many people know about how the conscious and subconscious mind and the body being the subconscious mind operates? I mean, this is generally quite news to even psychologists and psychiatrists. They're kind of like in the dark because they're too busy watching media and television, so they haven't opened their mind and their consciousness as much as they could have. So, what would be my world in the past, before I fixed that liver and gallbladder, then moved on to fixing other things, was I was the angry guy. I was watching competitive sports, watching televisions, thinking like violent movies, lots of action. Why? Because I thought the world was dualistic. Because all of my body's energy was on my right-hand side. And therefore, being the masculine side, I had to go, lots of action, lots of violence, lots of competition. Because I subconsciously had to get rid of the gunk that was in that part of the body. Once I'd cleaned that enough, I'd move to the spleen. And then the spleen was where my nurturing and my feminine issues were. So that was certainly influenced by my television watching and my mass media and my past history. And then once I'd moved to my iron levels, then all of a sudden my sexuality came, and my sexual issues and my masculine and gender issues would come up. So I'd be drawn to watching those television shows with those sorts of things. So you can see how the body changes because the subconscious is changing when you're making these little adjustments. It's quite fascinating. So, how does watching sports is a big one that came through for me and a lot of people. Why do we do that subconsciously? Well, so many reasons. I think I'm going to have to go on to the next video to explain that one. All right.